Chapter 1, Prologue. The tower was crumbling around them. They could hear the moans it made as it began to break and fall apart, them still inside. They were so close to the outside, the light illuminating their way out only a few feet away. They were so close to escape, to freedom from this wretched tower. And yet, he was terrified. Mono was hanging off of a seemingly endless pit, being held up only by Six's grip on his arm. Mono looked up at his friend, staring into her cold, hazel-green eyes, covered in shadow from the light shining from behind her yellow raincoat.
She's going to drop me,
he realized.
She's going to let me go. She's going to kill me.
Six was still holding his arm, but tears were already pricking his brown eyes. His heart was already breaking. She hadn't even done it yet, but he was already processing her betrayal and trying to sort his feelings out. And then she pulled him up. She grunted as she did, always having been the weaker out of the two. Usually Mono helped her by attempting to climb up, however in this case the boy was frozen in shock. He was too befuddled to comprehend what had just happened. She pulled him up, but he was so sure that she would drop him, that she would leave him for dead. So why did she? The tower shook even more, the walls seeming to roar with rage.
Mono, come on, let's go.
Six shouted over the loud crumbling of the building around them. The stone bridge they were on trembled so hard, Mono found he could easily trip and fall off of the edge all on his own. The boy was pulled back into the present as Six tugged on his arm, pulling him to the television screen flickering ahead of them, their portal out of here. The boy chose to shake off his confusion for now, since he had more pressing concerns at the moment. He finally took initiative and rushed to the screen with Six, making sure to not stumble and fall, and placed his hands on the static.
Hold on to me tight,
he told her. He hadn't ever traveled through a television with a person before. He didn't even know if Six could do it on her own. Maybe it was a power that only he possessed. Either way, he didn't want to risk Six being left behind accidentally, or risk her being flung away from him as soon as they entered the portal's tunnel. Six wrapped her arms around his middle, pressing herself into his back as he summoned up his power. He closed his eyes, and within seconds, the two were sucked into the screen. Mono and Six tumbled through the tunnel, falling sideways, or what felt like sideways, in a mass of flesh. Six was holding tight to him already, to the point where it was almost hurting him, but Mono tried wrapping his arms around her as well. Though it wasn't really working since she was behind him, making him unable to get a solid grasp on her. He just had to trust her as they nearly collided with a giant eyeball, then were thrown down another tunnel. Then the world began to change. Suddenly, the mass of flesh was being replaced with what looked to be stone or metal, though it was hard to tell with the glitches coating Mono's vision. It was too fuzzy, too bright and colorful, too chaotic to make out clearly. The radio static was too loud in his ears, screeching and screaming nothing and everything at him all at once. His head felt like it was being compressed under a boulder. Black and white and black and white and black and white and black and white, no blue and green and yellow and red. Mono felt sick. And then all of a sudden, there was a loud burst and a crash, and the screaming static vanished.